Fitness time. Maybe? I'm not sure. There we go. Hey team, ready for some fitness. I'm out in my garage because I want to change things up, but I don't know that I have the best reception out here. And I just realized it's kind of a mess. For those of you that know me, you know that I do a lot of weightlifting. Specifically Olympic weightlifting. And this past weekend was supposed to be nationals. I'm attempting to qualify for worlds to represent the USA in the masters division for my age and weight class. So it was like kind of bittersweet. I just did an at-home competition yesterday, so I have my big old pile of weights here that I'm gonna have to get rid of in a moment. Kind of forgot. But actually, I just want to take a moment and celebrate because there have been a lot of moments over the last month where I've said, like, geez, I'm really missing out on X, Y, Z, and literally everything in between. And that's gotten me down. But there's been, I'd have to say more often than not, times where I'm like, well, I'm actually getting X, Y, Z, and everything in between. So as much as I would have loved to compete at nationals, I enjoyed working out at home. I set a PR, which is super fun. But more importantly, if I look at the bigger picture, I'll now get to compete at Worlds. So nationals could have gone really bad and I might not have made it. And, COVID means I'm automatically in and I just have to work hard to prove myself once I get there. So, there's always a little bit of good in the bad and, unfortunately a little bit of bad in the good, but that's the way life goes. A little impromptu philosophy just because I have a dirty garage gym and my barbell is still on the floor. So I'll move that out of the way while we warm up. Before we do, I'm going to give you some time to go get 2 weighted objects. So they're going to go on our shoulders while we squat, and we're going to push them from our shoulders to overhead, probably somewhere around 50 times, give or take, depending on the weight and how fast you go. So go ahead and find 2 objects that you can push over your head and hold safely on your shoulders. While you're doing that, I'll just go into the focus for the day, chip away at it. I put the rep scheme with the higher numbers at the beginning so that we could practice just getting stuff done. Actually, this morning, if you were here for the positive and productive, my tip was setting timers in small chunks so you could work a little, like relax a little, work a little, relax a little to give your brain a break. I guess in a way that's kind of the focus for the workout. We're going to get all the big, gnarly sets out of the way and then just chip away so there's smaller ones that go along. And eventually it's going to be over. Actually, by eventually, I mean the workout itself is 14 minutes. So it's going to be over in 14 minutes, regardless. So it's always nice to have a little end cap. All right, I've talked enough. Hopefully you have 2 weighted objects that are safe to go overhead. And we're going to go ahead and start with the warm-up. We want to get our blood flowing. Sorry, I'm going to move this junk out of the way. By swinging our arms side to side 10 times. And then up and down 10 times. I know this is repetitive. If you've been here since the beginning, we always warm up in the same way, but I like doing that because it trains my body. I'm like, okay, I'm swinging things around. That means it's going to be time to work out. Better get ready. It also is a great way just to get the joints moving, especially if you've been sitting. So 10 times back and forth, and then 10 times side to side. Open those hips up. And the legs. All right, for our warm-up, I'm going to go through the moves so that you have an opportunity to ask questions. I recommend that you do, 3 or 4 or a few of each one so that you, one, your joints are ready, your body's ready, and 2, once we get moving, you're not confused and you know how to do it. So the first move, if you look in the chat, is going to be strict press. So, right, take your 2 objects. I'm going with canned goods, nice and light today. You want to put them on your shoulders, but you want to make sure your body's nice and tight. So I always start from the feet up. Get your feet about hip width apart. From there, put your shoulders in your back pocket, back and down, and then tighten everything in the middle up. So I imagine like a string pulling my ribcage to my hips. Once I'm there, I have the cans on my shoulder and push straight up overhead. I'm going to go this way so you can see too. So again, start from the bottom, straight overhead. You don't want to go out to the side unless you're doing it for a bonus. So that's what we're going to call our strict press. The next one is a front squat. So it's a squat, but we're going to keep the weight here. So the higher and wider your elbows, the better. Well, not out to the side, but kind of out front. That's going to be better than here. Because if you look at it from the side, here I'm holding the cans, here I'm resting the cans. Once they're there, I'm going to go ahead and squat down and stand up. If this becomes too much for you, ditch the cans, do some regular squats. If it's not hard enough, grab a small child and wrap them around your shoulders like a barbell and use that. You can always go up or down. The third move is going to be a burpee over your object. So I'm going to stack my hands. I'm going to get down and do a burpee. And then I'm going to jump over my hands. And that's 1 rep. So the burpee itself, followed by a jump over your object, equals 1 rep. I do highly recommend scaling. However, a workout like today, where it's just 14 minutes, you can go as fast or as slow as you want. So I'd recommend pushing yourself. Try something that you otherwise wouldn't normally do or maybe think that is going to be a struggle for you. And more important than the reps is at the end of the 14 minutes saying to yourself, like, dang, I was able to do that. So that's just like my preference. But again, have it your way, however you want to do it. You're home doing your thing. Okay. So I don't see any questions on the moves, which means I'm going to move on to the workout itself. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go. We're going to have 14 minutes to do as much or I don't want to say as little because anything's better than nothing, to move at our own pace. What you're going to do is 20 of each movement, then 18, then 16. So you're going to do 20 strict press, 20 squats, 20 burpees. Sounds terrifying, but the next round you're going to go back through, and this time you're just going to do 18 press, 18 squats, 18 burpees, and then 16, and then 14, and then 12, all the way down. If one of you powerhouses out there gets to 2 and the 14 minutes is not up, you go right back up that ladder. So then you would do 4 and 6 and 8 and 12. So John says, hey, what's up? Hey, John, before we get started, what is up is a whole lot of fitness at home. Do you or anyone have any questions about the format or the moves themselves? Okay, while I'm waiting, I'm actually going to change my display on my phone. All the time in the middle of workouts, I'm like, how much time is left? So I'm going to set it so it doesn't turn off because that's annoying. Auto lock, never. Perfect. Okay, I think I fixed it. Well, no, right? I don't see any questions, so let's get started. Don't forget also, bring your own music. I can't play it because of copyright, and you definitely, especially with burpees, don't want to listen to me over here. Being out of breath. Or like, please, that's a request, please. Turn it on mute or play your own music. All right. We're going to get started with 20 push press or strict press, sorry. In 3, 2, 1, go. My brain was just like, slow down. We have 14 minutes of this. After you finish 20 of those, it's 20 squats with whatever object you're pressing still on your shoulders. And then once you're done with that, go ahead and place your object on the floor into a burpee and hop over it. All right, I finished my 20s. I'm gonna repost that workout in the chat for any newbies. If you're done too, go on to 18s. These cans, they get me every time. All right, fun part, once you finish 18 strict press, 18 squats, it's 18 burpees over whatever object you're using. 18 comes 16. So grab your two objects, 16 presses. Whew. After your presses, it's squats. Go ahead and put your objects on your shoulders. After that, place your objects on the ground, and it's 16 burpees over your object. Sounds awful, but it's better than 20. And if you're just joining in, you can start with us on 14 strict press. We are more than halfway done. Woohoo! And after 14 of those, you put them on your shoulder and do squats. Place them on the floor. 14 burpees. 3 more minutes. It is getting easier though. That's always nice. Less than 2 minutes. "60 seconds to go, friends." Remember, if you made it down to 2, you're going back up to 4 and then 6. "15 seconds. "5 seconds. 3, 2, time." Whew. Yay, Monday. I call this workout brain and body gains because of the reflection. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Because it's funny how the mind is so predictable. During the sets of 20 and 18 and 16, I was miserable. And I was like, oh, why do I pick these workouts? Why do I do this? But as it got easier, I also got used to it. And I remembered, like, it's about the fitness, you know? And so much of life is like that. Like, it sounds like a good idea, and then I do it, and it's really hard because it's new or it's different or it's maybe just difficult inherently. And the automatic response is like, whoa, back off. But sometimes you need to just lean in. It gets easier as it goes. And that's what I love about fitness, is it teaches you so much about life in general. You know, it might take me a long time to learn that lesson through behavior, but it's pretty immediate in the gym, you know? The feedback loop is quick. So the stretch we're gonna do today, you can take your shirt off and use that. or if you have a towel or a belt, but I really want to get these triceps. You can sit however you'd like. I prefer to sit like this because it stretches my quads, but you're going to take the object. It could be the sleeve of your shirt, right? And you're going to, just like our front squats, flashbacks of those, you're going to push your elbow up, and then the other arm becomes leverage. So my elbow only goes this far on its own. I'm going to pull down and across. Now I have a nice big stretch there. And just kind of breathe with that for a few moments. And then release. I'm going to switch so you can see the front view. So my opposite hand, I'm grabbing on. It could be like the sleeve of my shirt. Kind of throwing it behind me. I've got it with my other hand. My elbow's up towards the sky, and now I'm just going to pull with that opposite hand to get a little more of a stretch. And then release. Now we're going to go ahead and stretch our necks. So I'm going to put one hand under my thigh to anchor me, opposite hand on my neck. I'm just going to gentle. Fun fact, if you force a stretch, your muscles actually tighten more. You get less of one. Okay, now I'm going to shrug up with this other hand, which allows me to pull a little more. I'm going to release, tuck it back under, and breathe. And I'm going to shrug up again. This time I'm going to point my chin up towards the ceiling, tuck it back under, and breathe. Shrug up, chin to my chest, tuck my opposite arm under. And release the hand that's under my leg. Release my head. Slowly bring your neck up. We're going to do it the other side. So put your hand under your thigh. Your other hand grabs your head gently and stretches it. Okay, release the hand that's under your thigh. Shrug that shoulder up and pull your head a little farther to the side. Then pin that hand back under the thigh. I don't know why I just reverted to yoga lady voice right there. Not a bad thing, just interesting. Okay, shrug up again, chin towards ceiling, pin the hand, breathe into the stretch. Close your eyes or gaze contemplatively. Hide all of the pain. Release your hand. We're going to do one more shrug. Chin towards your chest. Tuck your hand back in. Breathe into the stretch. All right, release the hand under your thigh. Gently release your head. Bring it back to center. Allow it to roll all the way back. Shrug your shoulders up and down. Bring your chin to your chest. And then just make circles with your head gently. And then reverse. Make sure the shoulders are back and down. that's it. That's the fitness. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember, we're not just here for fitness. We love connecting with you in all of the different ways and celebrating recovery in every form and any way that you choose to pursue it. We also have plenty of peer recovery coaches that can be reached to help you on those journeys. And I'm going to go ahead and post those in the chat, but there's also a flyer. If you look at our site, on our Facebook page, it's all there and can be reached. Sorry, I'm making weird faces. I don't know why this isn't user friendly. There we go. Cool. So, as always, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Stay safe, friends. Bye.